Israelite, right? Yeah. But if they wasn't going to play a role in the kingdom, why would the Most High even address them as keeping His law? Why would He hold their feet to the fire of the law of unleavened bread, or the law of the Passover? So therefore, there is a positive thing at the end of the tunnel for the stranger. And we judge no man. And you find anyone that judges a man will be judged the same way that he judges somebody else. So let's keep that in mind before we jump out and start judging other people, okay? Read, brother.
Verse 20. You shall eat nothing leavened.
Not one thing leavened.
In all your habitations shall you eat unleavened bread.
All right? Jump down to that 19th verse in Numbers, brother Reggie. I need you to go to, no, you give that to me. I need you to go to Galatians 3. Numbers, you go to Numbers and hit Numbers 28 and 19. So we're going to Numbers 28 and verse 19. And when you read that 19, I want you to hold right there, and then and you stay on Numbers 28. But Reggie, I need you to jump into Galatians 3 and 5. Okay. All right, you ready? All right, everybody. It's Numbers 28. Numbers 28, verse 19. And go ahead.
But ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Most High.
What is it?
2 young bullocks.
So like I was saying earlier, if you got 2 young bullocks at the house, and you want to commit a sin, go ahead and do what you got to do. Read.
And 1 ram.
And a ram.
And 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish.
Wow, isn't that something? But we got to remember this and consider, consider all this as being a part of living at the level. You got to remember that, because if you don't remember that, it's one thing. It's different, right? So let's touch something. Let's touch something real sweet right here. This is gonna be sweet like the honey of the honeycomb. Y'all ready? Cause we are Israel. Let's taste something really sweet. Why was the fringes given to Israel? To remind them of what? To remind them of the law, right? Anybody in here have fringes on? Everybody got them on. Not to single anybody out, but can anybody come up here and give me 613 laws right now? I'm waiting on you. Huh? But that, wait a minute now. But those fringes are supposed to do that for you. Where they at? I got them on. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't give you 613 from the top of my head. I can pull out that book and find them for you, though. So if I got these on, I'm at the service station. It's not going to bring up one of those 613 laws into my mind that are going to keep me out of sin. Why is that? Why? Because that's a part of the thing that went away when the Most High said He's going to write what? His laws into your heart. So let's not praise fringes to a point that fringes cause you to play yourself out of line. Because the fringes become your Most High. And your faith is more in the fringe than it is into your Hamashiach. Your faith is supposed to be into the Hamashiach, not into the fringes. Let's make sure we got that in order. Because if you don't have that in order, trust me, you don't have nothing. You can have fringes around your draw legs. And I don't care where you go, you ain't going to be able to give me 613. Probably can't give me 10.
Something about weightier matters. Some scripture about weightier matters.
You got right.
I can't remember what
you got. Do you have that script, brother?
I gotta find it.
When you find it, bring it back to me. If you do, okay. Do everybody understand what Brother Lloyd talking about, Brother Liu? Y'all everybody understand what I'm saying? Go ahead, sister.
We have to re-examine ourselves, especially in this season, about who it is we put our trust and our faith.
That's it.
A lot of Hebrews are about self-praise and not about praising.
Exactly. Because if I walk around with these on all day, every day, a person that knows what fringes stand for, look at me, and now I'm a man of stature. Now I'm a man that has some type of integrity or a sense of pride about myself because I have these on. But I'm going to erase integrity out of what I just said. A sense of pride. And pride comes before the fall. Right? The book tells you that. I don't need to tell you that. The book tells you that. Pride comes before the fall. So if you want to be a prideful person, you might well put your book down, take your fringes, wrap them on everything you got, and do what you do. But pride comes before the fall. And you got to think about it. Nothing under the earth, nothing in the heavens above, and nothing on earth is supposed to come before your Hamashiach. None of that. And it says, seek ye the kingdom first. You cannot seek the kingdom first if you're seeking fringes first. You got to remember what I'm saying. No matter, erase everything you've heard before about these fringes because you got to understand this. I can't go into it. This is not a lesson about fringes. But it's very important that you understand it because I see a lot of Hebrews fall in this area. And what they do is these guys begin to build up themselves. So now you go see you had one man start out with fringes, before you know it, he had baby dolls made of himself. You had another man start out with fringes, before you know it, he had his picture placed up and they said he's the Hamashiach. Because it all started with that same thing. You got to wear fringes on your drawers and everything else for the rest of your life. Every time you got the house, don't go outside without your fringes. If you think that you are a foolish man and an unlearned woman, you got to make sure you got yourself straight. Make sure that that's your responsibility. That's not your children's responsibility. That's your responsibility. Where you at, brother?
Numbers 19.
You read it?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get Galatians for me yet? Galatians, I need Galatians 3, and I need that we started that 5th verse. We're going to tie some stuff in. Because I'm going to tell you, those fringes is a part of living the life of the letter. There's a part of living, listen to me, there's a part of living in accordance to the law of the letter. Do I need to say that again? The fringes is a part of living as the law of the letter. Now let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with wearing fringes because it's a part of what? Our heritage. They done took everything else, they even trying to get our dreams. You may well wear something that belongs to you. Go ahead, brother. Abiyah.
Well, one of the things that where a lot of people go misled is that they see these camps. They see these camps and they got their fringes on, and then they're pretty much brainwashing our people into believing something so that they can benefit from it.
Exactly.
It's not the fringe that's going to get you into the kingdom.
That's right.
Because Hamashiach said himself that he came back for the lost sheep of Israel.
Exactly.
And with him, I'm going to say hanging on the tree, and with us actually being covered under the blood of a sacrifice,
And
that did away with the fringe because there's a transition period that's happening right now. I mean, we might not realize it, but we're transitioning from the fringes to remind us of the law when we already said it, even right in our hearts. So that doesn't mean that I gotta have my fringes on sit up and tell a brother or a sister to correct somebody if they're wrong with it.
right.
So I mean, I can do that with a t-shirt with the basketball shirt.
Exactly.
So I don't need a fringe to tell me that I'm
You're but negative.
who I am.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't need a fringe to tell me
Right.
who I am now. We wear fringes, in all our members of, as a family, because it's a cultural thing.
Exactly.
It's part of our culture, it's part of who we are. And that's one thing that they're trying to take, because we got a camp out here in California that's ran by some people that are claiming to be something that they're not. I'm gonna put it like that. So,
Okay. But see, go ahead, brother.
I got Matthew 23 and 23.
Read it.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the Torah, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
Right. So you see? Go elaborate.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, again, the wearing fringes is righteous. It's not. We're not saying it's not righteous, but we're saying that. Well, what Yahushua was here saying that, you know, there are some things that are even more important that we must do, versus how we're looking, or even just wearing the fringes. There are things that are much more important than just the fringes. So just because you have the fringes on, the fringes are not your salvation.
Exactly.
Even the fact that you're Israel is not your salvation. We need to pay attention to who our salvation is.
It's not your keeping power.
That's right.
So we got to understand it's not your keeping power, right? So now the other part of that is this, real quick. Somebody had their hand up. No? Okay. So the other part about that is this, right? You got to understand. Scripture is yours.
It's just that I've ran across some Israelites, one in particular. You know, a lot of us don't have a lot of money. And I don't know if people realize fringes are not cheap. They're not cheap. And if you got to put them on all your garments, it's some poor people that can't do it. I saw a young lady that had pieces hanging off a t-shirt, 3 different types of fringes, and it looked absolutely insane. But she was trying her best, and I understood what she was trying to do. But you can't feel convicted because you can't afford to buy something. And you won't go out in public with blue and gold and green all mixed around in it just to say you got it all the way around your borders. I understood where she was. But we gotta have common sense, because Israel is not Christian this hour. I can't afford fringes on all my clothes. I cannot. I'm just keeping it real. So, and I think the Most High knew that. He knew that we wouldn't be able to afford that.
And in that situation, she could have felt compelled to do that, so she won't be criticized by Israel.
Exactly.
So we can't be doing that.
Because I walked into a place before and I was just visiting. They told me I was out of order because I didn't have one friend. And I'm saying to them, oh, really? You out of order for having them. What's what? I mean, what we have with this? You know? So, and the other thing we got to look at is this right here. Now, and I want you guys to look at it. You know, we do have the freedom of thought, right? And we have a freedom of doing things. But we also have to understand something else too, right? And that's this right here. With this fringe thing, is I'm not a fringe basher. I probably got more fringes in my closet than most of us in here. Okay, I've been collecting for years. So I'm saying I do wear them, but you want to be careful about how you do that, because you don't want to bring up the wrong concept in that, and you want to put across the wrong thought in that. Because remember, we're raising up young Hebrews. When you're raising up young Hebrews get very impressionable. And you don't want to give them the wrong impression, and then before you know it, they're like dealing with like the guys, like them camps coming out of New York. You don't want that, because now there's probably some good people in New York, but most of the camps I knew that came out of New York is all the crazy ones and did a whole lot of stuff. We err on the side of caution, right? If you can't afford fringes, you know, it's not a big deal. It's not something that you have to have. I'm not going to tell somebody, you got to get them out of it because you don't have fringes on. But I understand that people want to have an attachment to their heritage, which is a great thing, right? But you also got to remember that the most important thing, we're about to get into it right now. We're about to get into the most important thing right now. And we're about to get into about this unleavened bread, but the fringes was erased. They was erased. When he said you're going to write the law into your heart, it was actually erased. You don't have to do that. That's not something you have to do. You're putting yourself through something. If you're doing it for that thought, if you're doing it for the thought of that this is going to keep you in the remembrance, how is it going to remind you of something you don't even know? That's my question. You don't know 613 laws. You don't know the whole 10. You can't give me 15. Give me 20. Somebody give me 5. Give me 5. Give me the first 5 in order. Somebody with the fringes on, give me the first 5 in order right here on camera. You can't do it because they are not serving that law. They can't do it. That's why the Hamashiach changed it, because it couldn't happen. It made the law. You got to think about it. It made the law it made the law well, I'm sorry. I'm about to get into it. I'm coming up right here. It's a combination between the law of works and the law of faith. Y'all understand that? I'm getting ready to get into it right now. Let's work on it. You got it for me?
Got it.
Galatians 3, verse 5. And go.
He therefore that ministereth to you the Spirit.
Huh?
He therefore that ministereth to you the Spirit.
Is there a spirit inside these things? Can this thing raise up and go do anything it want to do when it get ready? Read, brother.
And worketh miracles among you.
Read.
Doeth he it by the work of the law?
Do we do it by the work of the law? Because guess what the work of the law is? The work of the law is fringe. It's not being done by the work of the law. Read.
Or by the hearing of faith.
Or is it done by the hearing of the faith? Is it done by the hearing of the faith? Because there ain't nobody in here seen our home. She walked these grounds now one time. Anybody seen him? Let me know where you saw him at, because I want to go see if I can catch him over there too. Everything we're doing in this hour is done by faith. Even by us reading Deuteronomy 28 verses 68 or 64 through 68, and we can understand that, we change our lives and we begin to live in a whole new life based on the faith of what we read. It was not based on the law of anything. It was not based on the law of a fringe. It was not based on the law of it. It was based on what? It was based on our faith. But now listen, that don't mean you're covered by his grace. That don't mean that you don't have to keep the law. Because the Most High didn't come to get rid of the law. He came to what? So therefore, he gonna remove two. You got to think about what I'm saying, and it's really important, because this is going to be a struggle with you if you don't get it right. It's going to cause you to err. Go ahead.
This thing is like about balance in your life.
Yes.
And it's like, at the same, like the Christians take the faith thing too far. And they're like, I don't have to do anything because I believe, but they have zero works to back it.
Exactly.
And then Israel, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, look what I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But what about him? What about
they don't have the faith.
So it's about balance. You have to have the two, combine the two, and
So,
you working your way towards it.
So Israel is doing the works, and the Christianity is doing the faith. Isn't that something? Right? Somebody give me that 6th verse.
Even as Abraham believed the Most High, and it was accounted to him for righteousness.
Read.
Know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham.
Why? Why is it?
Abraham had faith.
Exactly. But why is it that the faith, it said, know ye therefore that they which are of faith is the same as the children of those of Abraham?
Because he was found righteous because of the faith that he had.
He was father of faith.
Right.
Right? That came way before the law. He was kept without the law. He was kept without the law of fringes. He didn't know all 613 of them laws. It was there. He had faith in the Most High to believe everything. And back then, the Most High, he would send angels to talk to you. He's not sending them to us like that now. But I don't know. Maybe some things that happen that I don't know anything about. Give me the 8th verse.
And the scripture, foreseeing that the Elohim would justify the heathen through faith.
Read.
Preached before the gospel unto Abraham, saying, in these shall all nations be blessed.
Read.
So then, they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham.
Read.
For as many as are the works of the law under the curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them.
Got it. Y'all got it? Did everybody get that? Y'all didn't get it? Do I need to go a little bit farther? I can go into Hebrews and clear this up real quick if y'all want me to. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about?
No, I think we should go further.
So what we going, okay, so where we at?
10.
So you're at 10, right? So this is the thing. It says, for as many, read that again, number 10.
For as many as are the works of the law are under the curse.
Okay, because what curse is he talking about? The curse he's talking about, if you live in the law of sacrifice, the curse is that what? Is that you will continuously sin. That didn't work. It didn't work. If you live in the law, you're going to continuously sin. You ask me what I say, brother?
Also, when you think about the curse of the sacrifice, you think about the judgment. So if you don't do these things, this judgment is going to happen.
They would cut your hand off. If you back then, if you was caught stealing under the law of the fringes, and if you were caught stealing, they cut that whole hand off. If you was caught fornicating, they killed you and the woman. They stoned both of y'all. If you was caught committing adultery, they killed both of y'all. If you had a child out of wedlock, they killed you and the kid too. If you was caught eating the wrong a bite of pork on accident, they were ripping you apart with rocks and they were whirling them at you. So all these things was sudden judgment. So that's where the grace came in at. Sudden judgment has been removed, and that is what that's what is symbolized by those fringes. We got to understand that. Go ahead, brother.
And also by
the Hebrews right quick.
also by those that are
I ain't even lesson to go this way.
Also by those that are focused strictly on the law, you're taking away your salvation. You're taking away Yahushua, man. And even in Revelations,
You're writing them right out of it.
Hmm?
You're writing them right out of it. You're taking them right out of it. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No,
Oh. Let me get something else going while I find this. I just want everybody to understand this real closely. Read that 11, read 10 again. Keep going. No, you stopped there where it said under the curse. For it is written, curses everyone that continues not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. So when you go back in here and you begin to read in Hebrews, right? And Hebrews start telling you about our Hamashiach, because see, Hebrews is written to who?
Hebrew.
Galatians are written to who? Corinthians are written to who? So who would the Hebrew be written to? All right. So now.
It's written to the Hebrews in Corinth and the Hebrews in Galatia.
Exactly. But the ones that's in that.
So. Sister online added, when Abraham corrected his father Terah, he did not have on fringes when he corrected his father, which is a good point.
Right. Exactly, right? Exactly. So we got to understand that, right? But now listen, there's nothing wrong with it, wearing it. But you got to be smart. Let me tell you why I'm saying you got to be smart, right? Think about this. In this hour, you got Hebrews with fringes on. Probably in a few minutes, I probably already did it today. Somewhere down in D.C., they cussed out a whole lot of folk. They didn't dog the whole lot of women out there, talk about a whole lot of people's husbands and their wives and their mothers and their daughters. Because I catch one of them cussing my wife, my daughter out there, there's going to be some problems and repercussions. I got an old 20 that's going to sing. I'm going to have 12 hanging on my back. And you're going to see some Hebrews and fringes all over the place. Because I'm going to spread them out.
Calm down, Elder. Calm down.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. I'm recording. Oh, it did? I thought y'all couldn't get it going. But anyway, I'm just telling you, you would not, if I'm the head of my household, you would not disrespect my household. And I'm telling you, and then you're sitting there with fringes on doing, so that means they're none of effect. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. Because they should hold me enough, but I can have respect and love of my brother. I be to love my brother and my sister. If I love my brother, I'm not going to cuss my brother's wife out. If I love my brother, I'm not going to cuss my brother's daughter out. If I love my sister, I'm not gonna cuss her out because she got a pair of pants. Okay, what you got on? You are your own responsibility. And we gotta look at this thing. We cannot be painted with a wide brush. When you're painted with a wide brush of Israel, everything anybody in Israel do is gonna fall back on you. That's why you gotta be set apart. That's why you gotta be a what? What you call the word?
Peculiar.
Say it, Brother Travis. I can hear. There you go. You gotta be a peculiar people. But sometimes being peculiar is fine. But you gotta be smart. Because if you walking around and see on every day, if I go into a job, let me tell you what's gonna happen. If I go into a job and I'm wearing my fringes every time I go in there gonna be some people gonna know about what the fringe is about. You gotta be smart. You gotta be smart about this thing. You gotta be smart as what?
Serpent.
But you gotta be wise as a serpent and what? And harmless as a dove. Every time you go out, you're not looking for a fight.
Right.
Every time you're going out, you ain't going out to go defend these things. You gotta make a living for your wife, your kids, and you gotta make a living for yourself. And some of us gotta take care of our parents. We go out there, we ready to battle for this right here, and we lose money. We can't take care of it. We lose favor. But we gotta be smart about it. You can still get it. That don't mean you agree with them. That don't mean you disagree with you. Right? Because in this hour, the Most High know that we're still in our captivity. Back then we weren't in captivity. But now we are in our captivity. Go ahead, sister.
You got a nugget.
Where's that? Give it to my brother KJ. You got a mic.
Well, when it comes down to fringes, right?
Uh-huh.
You gotta look at when it's first mentioned. When it's first mentioned, it's mentioned in the book of Numbers.
Yes, sir.
The book of Numbers is what? It's, running up, getting prepared for war.
Right.
And chapter 15 of the book of Numbers, the first verse and the second verse reads, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, and saying to them, when ye be come into the land of your habitation, which I give unto you. So when you're saying I'm coming into the land of habitation, it closes out that chapter 15, talking about the fringes. So when you look at the fringes, you also got to look at it from the standpoint of what he has on. He's wearing the shirt right now with camouflage. That camouflage is just like the army's camouflage. So you're uniforming the people as they're going into the land and preparing themselves to get there. And then if you look at it from the standpoint of brotherhood and the people, you know your people, you know who your people are once you go to war. You can see, hey, this person has on fringes, this person is safe. If somebody doesn't have on fringes, they're not safe. That's why it's being commanded to wear it.
Right. So
that's where the numbers, where the actual numbers came from. It's just, I think a lot of people, when they start to look into stuff, they begin to take stuff out of context. And they want to go and say, okay, they're not looking at the times of, and the actual symptoms of what was going on at that time when it was said. Mm-hmm. And if you really look at all the other things as far as the mentioning of it, it's only been mentioned in the Bible 7 times. So people sit there and they hold on to, they take bits and pieces and they try to make it seem like it's they put a little bit too much more weight on what it actually is before actually trying to actually put themselves in that time frame to actually see why was it said to me. It goes down like the same thing with the dietary law and certain things and the things that you're eating. It's being said to you for a reason. It's not just I command you, it's more to it. I'm commanding it to you for the better, it's for you. Mm-hmm. It's for you, it's for you and as a betterment for you yourself and as for people.
Go ahead. Got Romans 2, 25 through 29. Romans 2, 25 through 29. It says, for circumcision verily profits if you keep the Torah. But if you be a breaker of the Torah, your circumcision is made uncircumcision. Mm-hmm. Therefore, if the uncircumcision guard the statutes of the Torah, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if you fulfill the Torah, judge you, who with scripture and circumcision do transgress the Torah. For he is not a Jew which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew which is one inwardly. The circumcision is that of the heart, and in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men but of Yahuwah.
There you go. Yes, sir. You got one?
I'll read.
I'm gonna go ahead and find it. Go on, bring it.
I was gonna read out of Hebrews.
Okay, who you at 10?
Yes, sir.
You in 10? That's what you just
Yeah,
going.
that's why I wait.
You wanna read it?
No, you go ahead.
You got it? So this is the thing, right? Let me say this to you guys. Anybody that ever sit under me know I do things a certain way, right? Even when I deal with my sons and daughters, right? I make them inquisitive about what I'm saying. And I let them go find it for themselves. And when they find it for themselves, they got it, right? And I sit back and I know it already myself. I make them find it for themselves, right? Abiyah didn't learn a whole lot of stuff the way that a common person would do it. I was really rough, I was really hard, and I made him learn it a certain way, right? So I'm saying, and that's my daughters and stuff too, right? I made it hard. Because if you make it hard for them, they're gonna get it, right? So I know that if somebody burned up all his fringes, he's still gonna live. You see what I'm saying? I know if they burn all his drawers up, I know he's still gonna live by the law because the law is in his heart because I made him practice it to get into his heart. You understand what I'm saying?
Seek ye first the kingdom.
There you go. Give me Romans. Give me Romans to Hebrews 10. Y'all, we deviated, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna find a way to close this thing. All right, everybody ready? Real quick, we gotta get this in. All right, let's go.
For the law having a shadow of good things to come,
It had a shadow of good things to come. The law did. Read.
and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offer year by year continually.
So y'all see, this is what the law did. Everybody got to pay attention to know. This is what the law did. Read.
Make the comers from the thereunto perfect.
Read that again.
Make the
No,
comers.
go back. You had 2. Where you at?
Come on.
You still in 10 and 1?
10 and 1. We'll read it all over.
Yes, sir.
All right. For the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? So the sacrifices could not make you perfect. It just kept you going, doing sin over and over again. Keep going, brother.
For then would they not have ceased to be ordered.
They would never stop. Read. You've been offering lamb offering for the rest of your life. Read.
Because that the worshippers, once purged, should have had no more conscience of sin.
You see that? Y'all got it? Keep reading, brother. This is one I was talking about in Hebrews. Keep going.
But in those sacrifices, there's a remembrance again made of the sins every year.
Because remember, if you sinned back 9 months ago, and you came back around the time of the year of the Day of Atonement, and you brought in that goat in the day, somebody out there walking around, in the Day of Atonement. If on the Day of Atonement, if the Day of Atonement come up, that sin you did 9 months ago or 6 months ago is gonna come up again. Then, are we good? Okay. Where is that? Where is that? When our Hamashiach died for us, and we through faith repent our sins, and we go back and be like David. What do you think made David a man after his own heart? When David committed a sin and he went back, he repented for that sin. David didn't do that same sin again. It didn't keep coming back up. That's the difference. You see what I mean? That's the difference. Everybody got that, right? Yes, ma'am.
I was just thinking about, even when we talked about Saul, he was back. What Saul did in his disobedience would seem a lot less in reality. It would seem a lot less, he just, didn't kill a few captives and stuff. But his heart was like so wicked against the Most High.
He was defiant.
It infuriated him.
He went against.
He committed adultery and killed somebody.
Right.
That's good. That's horrible. But his heart that it's where your heart is, even when you have in the past done something wrong, your intentions and your mindset behind it, the Most High looks at and He sees and He knows.
And it bothers you so bad that when you repent of it, you don't go back and do it again. That's the difference, right? Y'all see that, right? Because if you repent of something, if I tell you, if I hit you in the head with a bottle, and then you bleeding up, oh man, I'm so sorry, man. You know, forgive me, man. I'm so sorry. You know, and you say, okay, man, I received your repentance, you know, not repentance, but your apology, and we're gonna get my head fixed up, man. We're gonna still be buddies, right? And then the next thing you're trying to come here, I go with another bottle of crack. I'm like, man, look, you might be repenting, but this thing ain't working out for me. See what I'm saying? Because you continue to do the same thing over and over again. You see what I'm saying? So you got to, what yet, brother? You had 3 yet?
4.
Read.
For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sin.
Y'all got that, right? Read.
Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not,
But
a body hast thou prepared for me.
so that body was prepared for our sin. Read.
In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure. Then say I, lo, I come in the volume of the book, it is written of me, to do thy will, O Elohim.
That's why they say. That's why they say if you don't come under the law and the testimony, right? Because the law set up the testimony. By the law not working, it set it up where how much she got to come through and be a sacrifice. But the law of sacrifice gave us an understanding of the meaning of sacrifice and what sacrifice can actually do for us in the process of our salvation. That makes sense to you. You know that when you do something wrong, that once you repent for it, right, it's a road to salvation. So so along with the atonement, that's what atonement is. So during the time of the Feast of Atonement, or the time of atonement, and they did their sacrifices and stuff, the atonement was a point of what? Repentance. So during the atonement, they repented. And when they repented, when they repented during the atonement, it's the same things they're repenting now, but they repented with a bull. They repented with a lamb. But now you repent with what? The blood of who? That's why the covenant, the first blood covenant came up during the Passover, which was yesterday. That was the first blood covenant right there. That's why it's a blood covenant, because that blood is what covers you. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You got it, young man? You do? I believe you can teach this. Okay, where you at, brother?
8. And when he said, sacrifice and offerings and burnt offerings and offerings for sin, thou wouldest not, neither hast pleasure therein, which are offered by the law.
Read.
Then said he, lo.
It's offered by what? The law.
By the law.
Keep reading.
Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will, O Elohim. He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second.
He took away the first. He took away the law of fringes so that he could put in the law of faith. It's straight. It's right there. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no air in there. No matter how you feel about it, if you feel like, hey man, I gotta go redo this thing again, it's okay. If I'm wrong, it's okay. It's okay. Darren, I'm glad you edified me, man. Listen, it's all right, brother. I'm still your buddy. All right, we still go walk kicking cans if you want to, okay? We good. We all right. I got that right. We got to understand this. You got to understand this. You got it?
Yeah, and just I mean, I think people get caught up on the fact that it just says law, but he's talking about a specific set of laws.
Yeah, there you go. And see another thing. Let me tell you something real secretive that a lot of people don't really know. Most of the camps came out of New York, right? And the camps that came, I can't give you the name of this guy, but the camps came Arya who?
Arya, it's 2 of them.
Arya and Michelle. All those camps came out of there. IUPK, IUIC.
They learned under those guys and then started their own thing.
XYZ, LORP. LAPD. All those camps came out of there, right? But what they did was, this is what they done, right? They was brilliant. I'm tell you how brilliant they was. Tell you how brilliant they was. They said, if I could sell the law of these fringes to people, if I could tell these fringes to these people, they got to wear their fringes, right? Then therefore, I got a way of controlling these people. Yes, sir.
And on top of that,
And on top of that,
they said that, well, if I can get these people to believe this, and when I can add these other minorities with it, then we could build something and basically have these people thinking that what's our inheritance is theirs too.
exactly. But basically, yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And what you got, sister?
Also, they've done this, they've implemented that in the brainwashing, and now you see how corrupt they are. Because
Yes.
everything that they have done
It's coming
in
back.
secret is now being brought to light under the fringes.
Okay, so we look around, right? Everybody that been here for a while, right? If you look around, everybody here came here through somebody. Am I correct? So if IUIC or any other these guys we talking about, they sold that fringe thing, right? And they told these people one thing. They told them, say, look, why do y'all think they had them little pretty purple shirts with IUIC on them? You can't buy one from me. You can't go get one from Walmart. Reggie, you got in the sale? You can't go nowhere and get them anywhere but through them. They make money. It's a money thing. But they sell you on the law of the fringes to make you say, I gotta have it. That's why they say, where your fringes at, brother? You out of order. Because if you come back next time, you gotta see one of them and buy a shirt. Because you can't make your own shirt. You can't get your own purple shirt. You gotta get the purple shirt with the IU fancy CD on that thing. What you got? IUIC on there. What you got?
There's a company called Original Royalty, where they make clothes and they sell the clothes to the
And what is royalty? Royalties are money. It's the profit they're making off of other people. Let's be realistic, y'all. We gotta be smart. We gotta be a little bit smarter than people, because you don't, they're gonna take us all out. And listen, everything they do reflects on us. But we're very sure, and we are adamant, and I know the brothers here, we are very adamant about what? Not being painted with a wide brush. If you paint us, they gotta get real small, don't they, Brother Chauncey? They gotta get down in there to get you, don't they? They ain't gonna go sweep across there. They ain't gonna come. Yeah, they ain't gonna come across with a brush like this right here. You gotta skip me with that. Cause we got the blood over the door. They ain't gonna work that way.
I think that they're, I know me personally, I can't afford, so I just, every now and then I'll find a scarf that has some of the these, you know. And then I was also thinking, because some of the videos that I saw them, I this, it was like the Spirit was telling me they're pitiful because they have something missing. They don't have the Spirit. That's why they keep cussing people.
Yes.
And then also, it's a good possibility that they're put together by the secret society or the Leaven and stuff like that too.
They are a part of the what we call it
Agenda. Agenda.
Yeah. Say again. But they had, remember the Hebrew one had a thing on them out that they made them take
Paid
down
agents.
when they were infiltrated.
Paid agent.
Right. Most of those guys that came down, we just going to talk about, are paid agents. And they are a part of what Brother Travis just said back there is what again? They're part of the Illuminati.
They're Freemasons as well.
And they're Freemasons. That's even worse than, that's a part of the Illuminati.
They hold the Lord and how they dress with the apron. Is
Right.
The same apron.
And you notice that
when they take pictures, they stand in the shape of the
triangle.
The triangle. What's the thing they use for drafting?
Oh, the square.
Right, the square.
They strategically
paste themselves in there. Now, for you and I, you don't really pay attention, you won't see it.
Right.
You might just say, hey, man, look at them brothers, they got into a nice picture, but it's a symbol. And promoting who they are in their pictures and everything. That they do.
Exactly.
And their clothing and their formation and the way that they dress and all of it. The color purple even has something to do. They try to tie it to the Most High.
Right.
But it has something to do with their nation.
But look at this right here, right? If you got an apple, and that apple is rotten, right? Right? My grandparents used to tell me that you just rotten to the core. That means that I can't even get a seed out of you that's good. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So if an apple is rotten, why would you take a seed from that apple and replant it? So if you see one of these camps doing something, why would you take anything that they've given you? Why would you take any thought that's in their mind and say that that's a good thing? There's a scripture that say that you have been that I had that I went right past over in Galatians, but I won't get into that.
You talking about bad seed can't grow from good seeds?
Yes, sir. But we got to understand that, right? And we're gonna go ahead. Do everybody have? Because I wanted to read the whole Galatians 10, but I don't think I have to. I think we all understand what we all saying here, and that we all in order. Am I correct with everybody? Or do we need to go farther? Because I'm getting a notice I need to close it out, right? No, that's not what it is. The light's changing. I'm getting older. What is it? Just getting old right here. So y'all know my beard to be grayer than it is. Okay, brother, let's drop down real quick, right? We're in Galatians. Who got Galatians? What we got? Who had Galatians? You had it, and I pulled you out of it. Go back to Jamarcus, Galatians 3. But I think we basically covered that already. Give me Numbers 28 and 20, brother. We're going to leave Galatians alone. All right, we're going to try to get on down because you're going to go back to Galatians, but you got to go to Galatians 5 and set. Go to Galatians 5 and set for me right there, okay? We're going to go ahead and get down through that. But it's really important that I say that right, what I said today, because listen, I've seen so many people error at that error right there, right? And I'm going to tell you, it's okay to go out there and listen to different people if you're strong enough, if you're not a new beginner. If you're a new beginner, it's not good to be online listening to a whole lot of people, because a lot of people look like they are assumed to be doing the right thing, but a lot of people are not erring on the side of caution. A lot of people teach things and say things to make themselves look big, or to be a part of the greater part, right? But if you're a part of something to make you look bigger, then what are you? If I am I because I am I, then I am I. But if I am I because you are you, and if you are you because I am I, then I am not I and you are not you. Did everybody get that?
Probably not.
One more time. Listen to this. This makes perfectly sense. If I am I because I am I, then I am I. If you are you because you are you, then you are you. But if I am I because you are you, and you are you because I am I, then I am not I and you are not you. In other words, if it takes you to make me me, if something happens to you, I'm nothing. You got to understand that. That's what you got to understand. So no matter how great the pie look, once that pie is gone, it's gone. You can't cook it. We got to understand that, right? Okay, let's get to here. Let's roll right through. I got a couple others ready to read. I held them both up. And we had Numbers 28 and 20. We're going to say that, we're gonna put that on my brother. One of my brothers don't mind me putting something on him here. So we're going to say brother Kevin helps us with that. I'm sorry.
All my fault.
It's all his fault, y'all.
Definitely.
We got to keep him off the camera.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Numbers 28, verse 20.
28, verse 20.
And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil.
This is talking about, we talk about the unleavened bread. Can I keep it read real quick? I'm going to say something real quick. Go ahead.
3 tenth deals shall you offer for a bullock,
Uh-huh.
and 2 tenth deals for a ram.
Read. They told them how to pay for their bread. Keep going.
A several tenth deals shall thou offer for every lamb throughout the 7 lambs,
Read.
and 1 goat for a sin offering to make an atonement for you.
Read. What?
To make an atonement.
What did you have to pay for this sin offering?
And 1 goat for a sin offering.
1 goat for a sin offering. Keep going.
To make an atonement for you.
You see that? So during the Day of Atonement, they had to have sure with that goat. But you already had a nice old fresh goat at the house. If you had what it took to pay for that goat, you gonna do what you want to do, because you're gonna make sin. You go for a Day of Atonement. You was ready. You had what you needed.
And the minds of the unrighteous, that's what they were doing.
That's it. That's why it didn't work, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 23. Ye shall offer these beside the burnt offering in the morning.
In the morning, what?
Which is for a continual burnt offering.
Read.
After this manner ye shall offer daily, throughout the 7 days, the meat of the sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet Savior unto the Most High. It shall be offered beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And on the 7th day he shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work.
So we don't have to burn it. We don't have to do the offering part, right? To make sure you got the bread right. All right, you're back in Galatians 5 and 2, right? I need you to run right on down through there for me.
Galatians 5 and 2.
Yep. Galatians 5 and 2. And go ahead. You get it, go.
Behold,
behold,
I, Paul, say unto you,
now listen, Paul identified, he said, I'm saying this myself unto you. Read.
that if ye be
Now, if
circumcised,
you circumcised,
Yahushua shall profit you nothing.
so now listen. One quick question I have for you is, why do you all think that the brothers had to eat unleavened bread during this Passover? Why do y'all think they had to do it? Why do y'all think they had to do unleavened bread?
It's a reflection of no sin in their life, getting the sin out of their life.
It's a good tie-in piece for that, because we're going to do that too. But think about it. When you got a rising agent, you moving quick. You in battle. You got some people coming down on you some pressure. I'm an ex-military guy. But when you got people coming down on you with pressure, and they coming down on you, and they putting it on you, they trying to kill you. Right? You had all these different people come trying to kill Israel at the time, and the Most High was delivering Israel. They ain't had time for no bread to rise in the oven. Who had time to bake some bread? You see what I'm saying? You gotta eat, right? Man, we gonna catch them while they baking their bread. They gotta wait for that rising agent to come through. When soon they get that oven made, they start putting the bread in the oven. We gonna go hit Israel. Ain't no different what they did when the guys, what Israel did unto the I can't think of the name people. When they circumcised them, they knew that all the men was in pain from circumcision, and they went out there and killed all those people. They knew the men couldn't fight back. So the Most High said, "You moving on a quick time. On a quick time. I don't have time for a rising agent to come up with your bread, but I gotta feed you because you need to eat. Do it with unleavened bread. It's gonna happen real quick. You get the bread done and roll out. You ain't got time for it to rise. Give it time to harden. You can get out of here.
Go with haste.
That's it. That right there is one of the bigger reasons for unleavened bread, right there. But it also, when we get into this right here, we can see something. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 3.
Yes, sir.
For I testify again to every man that is circumcised.
To every man that is circumcised. When you talking about circumcised, back then they did say that we had to be circumcised as men, right? But now we talk about circumcised in the New Testament. We're talking about being circumcised. That means cut away from sin. Keep going, brother.
That he is a debtor to do the whole law.
That if you cut away from sin, you are a debtor to do the whole law. What?
Christ has become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law.
You see that? If you justified by the law, if you justified by those fringes, Christ is no effect unto you. Now we got that right there. We can all close the book up and go home. We can close the book up and go ahead and start eating. Anybody want to say the prayer?
He's right there. He's talking about like the physical circumcision, and if that's like which is
very
like
symbolic,
just like the fringes you're talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is very symbolic unto the fringes.
Right.
So you got to take it to another level.
Right.
Right. Keep going, brother.
Let's see. On number 5, correction, 4 halfway. Whosoever of you are justified by the law,
Right.
ye are fallen from grace.
Keep going.
For we, through the Spirit, wait for the hope of righteousness by faith.
Keep going.
For in Jesus Christ neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love. Ye did run well. Who did hinder you that ye should not obey the truth?
Y'all got that? Because you're going to see after a while, a lot of people have ran some great races. Since we've been here, we've seen a lot of people come through. We've seen a lot of people come. We've seen a lot of people go, and they ran well. But you wonder, what was it that took them out? What was it that did it? What hindered you, right? But guess what, though? The Most High don't like that. He's going to deal with everything that hindered you. Everything that hindered you and caused you to fall to the wayside or to step back, Most High going to take away all that. He's going to deal with it. Read, brother.
This persuasion cometh not of him that calleth you. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump.
A little sin will bring sin always. If we had one brother came through here, that's what messed with these camps. That's how that woman ended up getting killed through IUIC, right? Because they allowed those men to govern those women and treat them like dogs and anything that they wanted to, and sleep back and forth through the camps and give them marriages. Set them here. Now they probably teaching a lesson. They have to Google eyed somebody. I'm gonna marry her. They writing on the concrete. Only thing, I'm gonna marry this man right here. And right there. Come here, brother. Come here. Yeah, we married today. And you better, little boy, get his hand and take that over there to her. Now you gonna be on the word. But if you allow that to happen inside, one man get that done, right? A little leaven, a little sin inside the camp, right? It's gonna leaven the whole lump. Then you gonna have this brother shooting one across, that brother shooting one across, that one sending one across, this one going, and then the whole place is just full of a bunch of sin. And that's what's happening. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. A little sin would cause the whole camp to err. I'm saying camp, but we're not a camp. Let me change that. It would, the whole assembly, because I catches that. It would cause the whole assembly to sin. Right? One sin from one parent can cause the whole family to sin. If the head ain't right, the tail is dead. And everything in between the head and the tail is dead. Read, brother.
10. I have confidence in you through the Most High, that ye will be none otherwise minded. But he that troubleth you shall bear his judgment, whosoever he be.
So whosoever it is, no matter what it was that caused you to err, and he's because you ran well. You ran a very good race. But whatever caused you to turn, he's going to deal with that. It's going to pay for it. Right? So that's why we have to be careful also on how we deal with our brothers and our sisters. Because what? It's probably based on love. It's not probably based on me trying to build my pleasure off your pain, or me making myself look big because I say something bad about you. It's not about that. It's about living this thing in a way where if I can't help my brother, I don't want to do anything to my brother. Go ahead and read.
And I, brethren, if I yet preach circumcision, why do I yet suffer persecution? Then is the offense of the cross ceased. I would they were even cut off, which troubled you.
Read.
For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another.
Read.
For all the laws fulfilled in the one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
But
if ye bite and devour one another,
what now? Say that again.
but if ye bite and devour one another,
If you always got somebody, always trying to say something about somebody makes somebody look worse than you. Keep going.
take heed that ye be not consumed one of another. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary to the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now, the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication.
Adultery, there's a spiritual adultery, and there's a physical adultery. And what else?
Fornication.
And fornication. Remember, the very first thing the Most High told you about in His law, but don't put no God before Him. That's fornication. That's adultery. Because you have went through a marriage. Our forefather went through a marriage with him. We will teach that lesson again. Anybody that have not received that lesson from us, I suggest you go online on YouTube and find that lesson that we have that it teaches you about the marriage of Israel and the proposal from the Most High unto Israel, the acceptance of Israel and the marriage, the blood covenant. I suggest you do that. Read, brother.
Uncleanness.
Uncleanness.
Lasciviousness.
Now they say cleanness is the next best thing to
Godliness. Godliness.
godliness, right? But now, why do y'all think that when they was at Mount Zion, and Most High he told Moses to go back and tell the people of Israel to be ready upon the third day,
Sanctify
right?
themselves.
Huh?
Sanctify
To
themselves.
sanctify themselves. That means to clean themselves up. The Most High don't want anything just coming before Him any kind of way, right? But I can understand you just came in off a hard run, and you trying to get your life together, and you ain't got nowhere to be. You know what I mean? You come, it's a hard run. I mean, you've been out there sitting for 100, 200, 120 years, and you trying to get in, you trying to get yourself right before you die. It's okay to make a crash landing inside the assembly. It's okay, and line yourself back up. But once you get in there, start putting yourself back in order. Get yourself back together. Start putting yourself in position to do what you got to do in order for what? In order for the Most High to work with you. To work how the Most High work with nothing unclean. Read.
Idolatry.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
We know what idolatry is, right? Do y'all know? I hate to do it. I'm going to do it. Y'all know I'm going to do it, don't you? Y'all know I'm getting this. Y'all already know it. Y'all know it. It wouldn't even be me. If I didn't do it, right? It wouldn't even be me. But you know, you can idolize those friends. You can do that, man. That's what that IUIC thing is about. And I'm calling their name. I said I won't never do that again. But I did it. That's what those people are about. Read, brother. Witchcraft. Witchcraft. You know what that is. Keep going.
Hatred.
There's no reason to hate each other. No matter what your differences are, you should be able to work them out. Go brother to brother, sister to sister, brother and sister to brother. It don't matter how you do it. If that can't work, let's come before the congregation. Let's go, brother.
Variance. Emulation.
Emulation, read.
Wrath. Strife.
Strife.
Sedition. Heresies.
That's right here. That's what you mean by little leaven. Leaven is the whole lump. That's sin. Leaven is symbolic unto sin. We do know that, right? So when you remove that leaven for 7 days, it's almost like you kind of remove that sin out of your way so you can get some. See, because you know what? For these 7 days, we're supposed to be trying to stay away from sin. And in the process of staying away from sin, we're supposed to be praying every day continuously. Continuously to pray that the Most High continues to keep us away from whatever sin it is that we can't hold ourselves from ourselves. We pull ourselves away from that. And we pull ourselves away from that. We pray the Most High keep us. That the comforter that He sent us that caused those things that happen in the upper room to take place. That same comforter can come and comfort you today if you have faith. I don't think French is going to draw it. But you got to have faith to get it there. You got to understand that. You got to have the faith. That's right. And of course, in our Hamashiach. You got to have that. Because we should be removing all sin. When you're removing the leaven out your house, it's symbolic into moving all sin. Because what is your house? This is your house. This is your house. You got to remove all sin from your house. We got to remember something. You are the temple, right? But if you can't keep your temple clean, then what temple can you keep clean? And guess what? If your temple has been cleaned before, and you allow, well, once you stop practicing praying for yourself, praying to keep that sin out of you, right? Not only do the same demon that left you come back, but each one that left, if you had 6 and 6 left, when you come back, what's 6 times 7? 42? 42? Now you're dealing with 42. Because everyone that come back brings back what with him? 7 with him. When one demon is moving, you've all cleaned up and everything, and you're living in the right way with the Most High, and everything is going great, and you're keeping the laws, statutes, the commandments to the best of your ability. When you find yourself wrong, you repent from it and you go not back to it. Then you're living in accordance to the life that the Most High planned for you to do it. But that leaven is what is symbolic unto sin. You got to clean that sin out. You got to clean it out. Because what good is it? Do you think me taking a piece of bread and not putting leaven in it is going to get me into the kingdom? No. Because if I take that bread out of my house and I go back out here and I get with salad right and crotch and I go out there and I sin, what's going to happen is I'm going straight to the pit. So it's about your sin. It's about you cleaning sin out of you. That's what it's about. It's about little children being obedient unto their parents, being respectful unto your elders, being respectful whether they're male or female, being respectful. And I don't mean by children because you're under 20 and you're under 21 that you're the only one to discover. No, I'm 56. If I got somebody that's 66 or 67, I need to respect that man as a man that's older than I am. I won't say anything to defile that man, to make that man feel less than what he is. If I'm 22, I don't make a person that's 25 feel worse than what they are because they're 25. I might be feeling old myself, because I'm feeling old, doesn't mean I got to keep reminding you old. Damn it, you know.
Hallelujah.
Let's keep it real. You got to clean the sin out because that's where it's at. And the biggest part of sin right now that we're dealing with is the law of the Sabbath. We got to keep that. If you can keep the law of the Sabbath, you can clean yourself up. Ooh, I didn't mean to go that heavy. Where you at, brother?
21.
Read it. Thank you.
Envying. Murders.
Murder. You can kill somebody just by the tongue. They say the tongue is the most unruly part of the body and the smallest. But you can kill people with your tongue. Keep going.
Drunkenness.
We know what that's about.
Revelings. And such like.
Read.
Of thee which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah.
They will not go to heaven. They will not go to heaven.
Kingdom of Yahuwah.
Will not inherit the kingdom of God.
Read it again.
Will not inherit.
No, seriously. Read it.
Will not inherit the kingdom of God.
And that's what we want you to know. I'm saying I'm using it because of your voice. And it's an authoritative voice. That's what it is. It's not about that you doing wrong. I'm trying to get you.
Am I on the wrong verse or something?
But I told the boss, I need that voice in certain times, right? He said, okay, well, when you need it, come and get it. I'm coming to get it. You feel like I'm doing something wrong here. No, give it to me.
Okay.
So give it to him. Give him that voice.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to get right there. Give it to me.
That they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah.
That's it right there. That's it. That means that you would, and when I say that you would not go to heaven, that means that heaven has nothing to do with this. It's all about the kingdom. It's all about the kingdom, right? Where we at, Brother Reggie?
22.
Read.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
Listen to the fruit of the Spirit, right?
It's
Read.
love, joy, peace, long-suffering.
Long-suffering. Sometimes you got to suffer with your brother. Sometimes you got to suffer with your sister. You got to suffer with your parents. You got to suffer with your kids. You got to suffer with the stranger sometimes. Read.
Gentleness.
Goodness. Everything don't have to be rough. You can be a little gentle sometimes. Read.
Goodness.
And you can be good. You ain't got to be bad all the time. Read.
Faith.
And you gotta faith. Because without faith, all this stuff is not void. It's no good to you. Right? Do y'all know that without faith, that the word of the Most High will return void? Do you understand that? He said his word would not return back to him void. But he said that we have faith and we believe in our Hamashiach that we should be able to keep the laws that have placed within our hearts and that we can make it into the kingdom. But if we don't have faith, then we can't get into that kingdom. That means his words come back void. You see what I'm saying?
That was literal. That was literally done when Yahushua was on earth, when he couldn't heal in a certain area because they didn't have faith there.
That's why I like that man. Right there. Well, I'm gonna tell you, well, if I was a Christian, I'd probably be out there shouting now. Go ahead, bro.
23.
And read.
Meekness.
Meekness, okay to be a little meek. What?
Temperance.
Temperance means that you're not quick to fly off the handle. Y'all see how many times I was asked this guy to read that he know what's going on. You see how he held himself? Something ain't right, but I'm gonna hold myself. I know this man ain't trying to embarrass me. I'm gonna hold myself. But he forgot it to him. If you need me, come get this boy. Right? but you see how he held himself? That's temperance. You supposed to have temperance. Even during a time when you don't know. You think you're being violated, you still gotta have temperance. That is a great example of a great man having temperance. That's it. Self-control is temperance. Read, brother.
Against such there is no law.
There's no law against that. If that's you, you don't need a law. You don't have one against you. Read, brother.
And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the affection and lust.
So those that belongs to Christ, those that belongs to our Hamashiach, because it said those that are Christ. That mean that, and with the way that the apostrophe S is on that mean that belongs to Him, right? They say they say have crucified the flesh with the affections of lust. I mean, affection and lust, because what? James told you that in the book of James. James said that every man is what? Drawn away by his own lust. Not by the lust of his friend, but by his own lust. You can offer me, listen, you can come in and offer me a food that I don't like all day long. You can dress it up how you want. It ain't going to get me. It's not going to get me at all. You bring a little quail down through there, a couple of quail eggs and some bread, toast it up, I might follow you. Because I like that. You got me? Everybody with me? Read, brother.
If we live in the Spirit,
If we live in the Spirit,
let us also walk in the Spirit.
and in order to walk in the Spirit, how many of you guys know that faith is a verb? Do y'all know that? The Apostle Paul will tell you that real quickly. Now, I ain't said this thing to do nothing. I had told this thing to do not one thing. He's talking about doing something else about it. But with faith, you can tell how a man walk will identify his faith. Because faith is the action word. If I believe that our Hamashiach is coming back for me, and that I am the chosen man of the Most High, and I am chosen to be, and I am a Hebrew Israelite, I'm going to live as such. Because that's what I believe. I don't care about my blood brother, my blood sister. All them might be Sunday Christianity, and Jesus is white, and he got long hair, ride motorcycles, and all that other good stuff. And then he going to come down through, and somebody's going to touch me, and I'm going to start jittering, kicking, and spitting out green stuff out my mouth, and roll all over the floor and tear up stuff. They can believe that all they want to. I don't believe that. I believe that the Most High is a more of a settled thing. He judges us the same way he wants us to want. Listen, it's just like the marriage that he had between Israel and himself. He cannot bound you to something in a marriage that he didn't keep in a marriage himself. We got to understand that. Read, brother.
Let us not be desirous of vainglory.
Did you get that? That's just stuff we got to clean up on. That's that leaven. Because you vainglory take down a whole lot. Because just as soon as you got soon as vainglory set in on you, the person that's going to identify that vainglory in you will set out there to seek and see it. Not seek, but to see it. And once he see that vainglory is seen within you, the power of removing it belongs to the Most High, and it will happen because He will remove you.
It's just like Moses and what was that cat's name? That one at Moses' spot, you know, that came up and like I forgot his name. Huh? Korah. Yeah, that he came up and said, hey, why are you doing all this? Let us do it too, because he wanted some of Moses' glory, so-called.
Yeah, but he didn't realize that Moses wasn't seeking glory. Moses didn't even want to do it.
Right. But like you said, y'all took him out.
That's right, because it has been identified. Read, brother.
Provoking one another.
You see that? Provoking one another. When we say things to people, we got to wonder, do that hurt that person when I say this to you? When I say this, do I hurt this person when I say this? Is it something I'm offending somebody with? No matter whether I'm joking or playing or not, when I say these things, I got to say to myself, am I hurting somebody? Am I causing somebody else to sin in their heart against me based on what I'm saying to them? Is that what I'm seeking? We got to understand that. Read, brother.
Envying one another.
And envying one another. Give me Galatians 5 and 7.
Galatians 5, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
You did run well. Who did hinder you that you should not obey the truth?
So I want to admonish each and every one of you that if you are this far in your walk, you have ran well. You have ran well. And one of the best races you ran is you're in it right now, and you're in the process of going through a 7-day feast of unleavened bread. I want to commend each and every one of you for being here today and experiencing the truth of unleavened bread and experiencing the truth of our Hamashiach and being a part of a historic time in life. You cannot count a lot of people. 1 out of 3 people would probably make the feast of unleavened bread. And to get less when you come down to saying getting it on the right day. A lot of us get it wrong on the wrong day. A lot of us get it. A lot of us don't get it on the right day. You know. So once again, I commend each and every one of you. If you all would just stand up and face the east. You're not gonna